Okay, so you're a lifeguard, and I've used Lifeguard before, and it's been around a long time, right? And did you? I started with the filtration canisters. So how old is the company, and what do you have now?
It's definitely over 30 years. Now what we have that's new is our reactors. This is a reactor which you can use biopellets, GFO, carbon, or any type of media. It comes with two sponges. If you're using finer media, you're able to increase the flow with a side flow mount, and also from the pump as well.
I guess I thought it was a fluidized bed because on first blush, that's what it looked like. And it's new, you said, right?
Correct. This is fairly new. It's about 3 months old.
Oh, okay. And so you have different types of filtration in it with it, or what is it? Can you say again what?
We don't sell media.
We just
sell the reactors.
Okay.
We sell the reactors from 75-gallon applications, 150, 250, all the way up to 500-gallon aquariums.
And what is the different kind of media, I guess, that you could put in there, and what does it do?
So biopellets will bring down phosphates and nitrates.
Okay.
Other customers have used carbon, which will bring down odors and make the water a lot clearer.
Okay. So it does the same thing as a fluidized bed. It just increases the surface area of the absorption, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks pretty slick. And you, like I said, you started out with the canisters, and you still have the canisters, right?
Correct. Yeah, we still have the canisters for 100-gallon aquariums, 200 and 300. We sell them as a kit and also individually. Mechanical, chemical, inline heater module, and also a 15-watt. These are for residential use, but they're commercially made, so these canisters last a very long time.
Yeah, the ones I had, they seemed like they were even older. You said you only been around 30 years, so I thought it was a little bit longer than that, because they were...
I said definitely over 30 years, not too sure how long, but
right.
Yeah, definitely over 30 years.
And this one here, as you don't see too often, is for the... is that still the ultraviolet? People still using the ultraviolet, or is that...
Yeah, this one would be the heater.
Oh, that's the
heater module.
Okay.
This is the ultraviolet.
This is the ultraviolet
correct.
one over here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because that's not as common as it used to be. That used to be the main way of getting rid of, free-floating, I don't know, the bacteria.
Free-floating algae and ick.
Right, stuff like that.
Correct.
Right. And what else do you have over here? You have some, real quick, got some customers, so we'll make it quick. You have some really good high-end motors, right?
Correct. I mean, we've had our Quiet One pumps out there for a long time.
Right.
They're reliable. They all have a 3-year warranty. We have pumps as small as 87 gallons per hour all the way up to 1,800 gallons per hour.
So those are like the wave, you could use those for wave makers, the smaller ones, right?
You can. I've seen customers do it, but mainly recirculating pumps.
Okay. And then over, you also have the little attachments in which you can angle the water flow in, so you could judge the circulation in the aquarium, right? You make some pretty good products for angling the outflow.
Correct. We do have return kits available on our website. We have round nozzles, flare nozzles. We also have valves to adjust the flow. And the flexible sockets, you're able to direct the flow to whichever direction is needed.
Right, and so do you have these available, of course, all over in different pet stores, but you also have an online web shop, or do people just get it in the stores?
Well, we don't sell directly on our website.
Okay.
That's where you get most of your information, but we sell directly to Bulk Reef, Marine Depot, Dr. Foster's and Smith. Those are our bigger, right? Those are our bigger customers.
Starting, what size aquarium would you have this for? Starting.
That's the medium reactor, and
but the little one over here is for what size? Like a
the little
20
one
gallon,
75 gallons.
75
yeah,
gallons.
up to 75. The medium is up to 150. The next one up is 250, and the next one up to 500 gallons. So the smaller one, it retails for $68, and the medium at $79, the large at $129, and the extra large at $191.
Okay, so actually it's a pretty affordable filter. I mean, this stuff is usually, this high-end stuff is usually pretty expensive.
Oh yes, we made it affordable, and we also made it very compact with a pump right underneath. You don't have to attach any other tubings or fittings to it. Pump is underneath on the side flow. You can control the water on the top left of the module. Of the reactor, and on the top flow there is a dial right on top.
Right. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm surprised because the materials used is just like on some of the higher end, more expensive skimmers. You know, the build quality is pretty good. Looks
Right.
pretty
This
nice
is all acrylic.
Yeah.
Right, with a Quiet One pump underneath. Again, these have a 3-year warranty and really reliable, low maintenance pumps.
Right. Okay. Well, Lifeguard. Okay. Very good. And what's the website for them to get more information on it and take a look at these?
Lifeguardaquatics.com, and Lifeguard without a U.
Oh, so it's L. Let me see. Let me spell that out here. It's LifeGardaquatics.com.
Correct.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. Thanks
All right.
a lot for talking to me.
All right,
You
thank
got a
you.
good product. I'm glad it's still around.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Bye bye.
You're listening to the UnCommonCore podcast with your host Thomas Howell.
So we're here. I wanted to touch with Red Sea because I've used Red Sea myself, and it's one of the more visible brands out there, one of the better quality brands out there, and you can find it everywhere around the world. So what are you featuring here in this particular booth? It looks like you have your test kits and your supplements and your salt.
That's correct. Yes.
What else? Anything?
Well, of course, we have the aquarium, and we have a couple of different ranges of aquariums. We have right
yeah,
here.
you have a beautiful tank here, which is that glass or acrylic?
That is glass.
Oh, it's
Yes,
a glass
it is.
tank, and it's got the flat. How do you call the top? It's the
Open top rimless design.
rimless, open top rimless design. Looks fantastic.
And that is the ultra clear glass on the front and the sides, which is why sometimes people do think it's acrylic, but the entire aquarium is made out of glass. The Reef-A series comes either as a deluxe, which is what you see now with the lighting, or you can also get it without the lighting, and that way you can add in all your own components, your lighting, your skimmer, pumps, and everything else. So the hobbyist has basically a blank canvas so that they can customize that tank to their exact specifications.
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking tank, and I like the style. It's one of the better looking styles. Of course, you do have the open top. Does that create any problems without the hood or anything?
The only thing that will happen a little bit without the hood is that you'll have some more evaporation,
Right.
which also does help to reduce the need for a chiller, that and the LED lights. So that actually is a potential big money saver from an electricity standpoint. Of course, if you do have pets or children that may get in there, a couple of different companies do offer some kits that you can create a hood, and we will be coming out with a mesh cover in the coming months as well.
Yeah, maybe something that fits in with the look, because it looks really nice. It looks much better than having a cover. Okay, so do you have smaller sizes though? What are the sizes for the aquarium?
We do. Our aquariums range from a 20-gallon, which is our Max Nano, and that is an all-in-one, including the skimmer and everything else, all the way up our largest aquariums. We literally just started shipping last week, and that is a 750-liter Reef-A XXL.
Okay.
And that's our biggest
That's your
tank.
high-end.
Correct, and that's it's a 6-foot tank, a little over 200 gallons, and those just
Who buys
began shipping.
those? Are those just people with mansions?
Surprisingly, it's a big mix of people. You know, I mean, your hobbyists are from all walks of life, and yeah,
Right.
some of them might be quite.
Somebody might have a modest house, or I don't think it's in any studios, but you never know.
Exactly, it's a big tank, but yeah, some people just want to go bigger. You know,
Yeah.
from either the start or they work their way up into
Right.
those larger tanks.
Right. And so do you have 20 is where is the low end, so that's your micro reef entry
is
level.
correct.
Okay. So do you still make the skimmers and the filtration systems and?
Not really as standalone. Everything that
Right.
we're making from an equipment standpoint is coming pretty much in the aquariums themselves. The other accessories that we make really are, as you pointed out, more our test kits, supplements, and carbon. And of course, our salt.
Right, your salt is one of the better salts to get out there, I think. I don't, I mean, yeah, there's a couple, 2 or 3 different brands of salt. You're better off sticking with the same brand, though. Is that right?
Well, it really depends on what your ultimate goals are with the salt. The one thing that is different about the Red Sea salt from most other brands is where we source our sodium chloride from. Most manufacturers are simply using terrestrially mined salt, and we are actually harvesting and evaporating the salt from the Red Sea, as our name implies.
Oh, okay.
And what this yields is a very, very clean, pure sodium chloride that also has a lot of the trace elements still attached to that crystal of sodium chloride, as opposed to the stuff that you dig out of the earth, which may have been there depending on...
you have to add the trace elements in later, right?
Exactly.
And you're out of Israel, is that right? Is it an Israeli company?
That is correct.
Okay. And how long have you been in business?
The company has been around, I think, for just about 26 or 27 years at this point.
Wow, everybody's been around 30 years. I mean, it seemed to me, because that it's been around a lot longer, but of course it's most of my life, these things. I thought they're like, these things have been around for 50 years, but most people have been around 30 years. I guess 30 years ago was when it was really popular, right? Back in the 90s?
Yep.
Yeah. What is your newest product here that you're just coming out with, like featuring for maybe this year? Anything new?
Yeah, the newest thing that we have that we are displaying here is actually our carbon. And that's actually doing very well for us. It's a pretty unique product. It is a coconut-based carbon.
Okay, so it's not as dirty.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of the carbons that are out there may come from a bituminous or anthracite coal. The coconut carbon is really superior in a number of ways. It really targets the larger or mid-sized molecules of organic waste. Going to have minimal, if any, impact on removal of trace elements, but it does a great job of really clarifying the water. Very, very high absorptive capacity. And that one small package here actually is enough for a 100-gallon tank for up to 2 months.
Does it come in a bag or does it come loose?
The smaller packages,
in a little box,
aquariums up to 100 gallons, is prepackaged. However, it is a drawstring reusable bag.
Right.
And
I always like the idea of it coming in a bag.
Is, just included.
And you don't have to wash that?
We do recommend that you rinse it off, but if you will note, there is virtually no
extra powder
residue whatsoever, because it is such a very, very clean product.
Right. And you said the other ones come with a bag also, is that what you're saying?
That is correct. Those are the larger sizes, so they're not preloaded in the bag.
Right.
Correct.
Right. How long do you change this one here? I guess it depends on the size of the tank.
We really recommend changing the carbon at least every 2 months, a little bit more frequently if you have a high organic load. What happens with carbon is eventually it starts to become exhausted because it's absorbed as much as it can. You also get a biofilm that will start to reduce the pore size, and at that point it's no longer targeting the organics you want it to target, and it can at that point start to have, again, a minimal impact on trace elements. So as long as you get the carbon out of there at least every 2 months, it's taking out exactly what you want and not impacting that which you don't.
And you throw it away and get a new one, right?
That is correct.
Now I noticed, one more quick thing, I noticed, I don't think you had this a few years back when I was doing it. This is for the, I don't know how you pronounce it, but those are those little little anemones that start growing all over your tank.
Correct.
And people come over and say, oh, how cool, and they're a pest. It's like people liking your weeds. So what is this? Is this, I remember there used to be a product used to drop in the middle of it to kill it. Is that what this is?
That is the same product, yes.
Okay.
This is our Aptasia X, and it is a very, very effective product. What's unique about this is that the anemones actually like the taste of it. So they don't just close up immediately. You can see you've got a couple of stainless steel applicators, a straight tip and a bent tip or curved tip. So you can get very, very precise application right into the oral disc.
You just put a little bit into each one or a lot? You like dose it?
No, you just need maybe, it comes with the included syringe
Right.
and probably about a half of a milliliter
Okay.
at the most. And that
Per-
would be
per
really for
anatomy,
the
depending on how big
largest
they are,
head.
I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
Really just a couple of drops is usually all it takes.
Right.
And what's unique about this product is that it also does seal the oral disc. So it kills them, but it also helps to prevent the release of any additional eggs or anything else. So it's not
Right.
going to
Oh, that's
increase the
interesting.
likely spread of the
And it's
aphasia.
safe for all the other fish.
Correct.
Yeah,
yes.
'cause, I mean,
as long
that
as
was
it's
crazy.
not applied directly onto, a coral, it
Right.
is
It's
completely
okay.
reef safe. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's an interesting product for a problem that was out there for a long time, you
Mhm.
know.
Yes.
Okay, well, great. You have a good product. I recommend it myself, and you have a beautiful aquarium here. When the prices start for the aquariums for 20 gallons, what did you say it was?
That one has a MSRP of $8.99, and as I said, that has the light, and that's the AI Prime HD, so top of the line, cutting edge LED lighting, great skimmer.
That's a complete
stand,
system
everything
for 900
Correct.
bucks. That's usually the way to go, especially if you're starting out, or even if you're frustrated with just trying to match
Right.
everything. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. And what's your name?
My
What's your name
pleasure.
again?
I'm Scott Kohler.
Scott Holler. And if they want to buy this, they can find it at any reef store. But do you sell it online or?
We do not sell online ourselves, but yes, you can get them online from other vendors.
Everybody sells Red
And
Sea, like I
of
said,
course-
all around the world.
Correct.
But they can get information on your website, right?
That is correct, and that is www.redseafish.com.
RedSeaFish.com.
Exactly.
Right. Great. Thanks again.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye bye.
Great day.
Well, I've been talking to manufacturers, and a couple of the speakers, or one of the speakers, and everybody's referring to other places to get it online. And that's what you are. You're a retailer. So, what's your name, and what do you sell, and what's your website, and what do you have?
I don't have a website.
Oh, you don't have a website. Okay.
Dirk Griffin for Dirks from Red Wing, Minnesota. I just travel the country doing small shows and big swaps, and here we are covering a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I came by the other day, and you looked. You looked like the most swamped of all the booths. I mean, you just had stuff everywhere. This is your main thing, is selling it in these trade shows and stuff like that.
We got additives, feeders, magnet cleaners, coral cutters, glue, dips, pretty sticks.
So you don't have a website? You have a Facebook page or anything like that?
No.
Well, so where are you going to be next? What are your next? What's your?
Lansing in 4 weeks, Michigan.
You're going to be in Lansing, Michigan, 4 weeks. Where in Lansing, Michigan? So they just.
I don't even remember where's that.
Oh, you don't know for
Some VFW. Eagles Club.
Oh, the Eagles Club. Okay. Well, so.
I've only slept twice in 4 days too.
Well, so how do you how do you do your business then? You bring all this stuff in
I
a.
line up the show so everybody doesn't crisscross and stumble over their dates.
You keep all this stuff in a storage or
My truck.
your truck? Okay.
Park it at home, wait for the next show, and then I go.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Park it, load it into my truck, park it when I get home, and reload, take notes of what I sold at the last show, pack
Okay.
that in for the next one, and here we are again.
Okay, so that's
Whether
very
it's here
interesting.
or Lansing, Michigan, doesn't matter. It's all the same.
Okay, but you do have an email I noticed and a telephone number. Can we give that out?
Sure.
Go ahead. What's your email?
Reefgrip@hotmail.com. Phone number 651-764-2372.
Okay, you have a different number up there, but that's fine.
That helps. That helps.
Yeah. Okay.
My own insurance number that may not be running very much longer.
Okay. Well, we have a really interesting setup and quite a wide variety, and you do pretty good deals, I guess, right?
When it's volume counts, yep. Volume and cash always helps.
All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot for talking to me. Good luck. I guess you are absolutely unique in this business,
Yes,
then.
thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, thanks. It's called the UnCommonCore podcast. And over the last several episodes, we've been doing a lot of trade shows and stuff like that. I don't know why, but it just seemed to pop up, and it just seems to be moving with that. And I've been doing, when I was younger, I was really into this stuff. And I recognize your name. How long have you been around?
Marine Pier's been in as this company for about 7 or 8 years now. So
Okay.
we've been in the market for a while.
Right, so you must have been new or something. And what you have, filter media, right?
This is a biological filter media. This is a perfect spot for the bacteria, the good bacteria in the tank to grow and spread.
And you can put this as little balls, and then you have these big rocks.
There's
And
rocks.
what does it work with any manufacturer?
This will work in any aquarium, either saltwater or freshwater. We make different shapes and sizes depending on where you want to use it and what issues you're having with your tank.
So this doesn't work with a filtration system.
It's part of a filtration system. It can
it
replace
can be.
people's biological media. Quite often in saltwater systems, they're just using what they call live rock that's
Yeah.
got the bacteria growing on it. This is a man-made version of that. It's just much more efficient than the live rock that's in the industry.
So you could stick it in your sump.
Absolutely, that's the main spot for it to go. And we also, the block is our kind of our feature
Yeah, that
product.
looks perfect for a
So
sump.
it's nice and clean in the sump. It has a nice big zone where the final part of the nitrogen cycle can take place and keep people's tanks much cleaner.
So it works the same way, like you said, as the live rock.
live
It's just
rock.
it's a biological filter
It's just more
material, right?
efficient. It's just much more efficient, yes.
Right. And what's your website?
We are www.surmedia.com.
What is it again?
www.surmedia.com.
Sir Media?
CERMEDIA.
Oh, I see. Okay, CERMEDIA. Sir Media. Yeah, okay. No, there it is. Yeah, CERMEDIA.com. Oh, okay. All right. And where are you located? Where's your main office?
We are located in Buffalo, New York. It is man-made in Buffalo, New York.
Okay. And it's made here.
It's made in Buffalo, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, it's an interesting looking product, and I think it's kind of unique at the moment. I mean, there's a couple other things out there similar, but this one looks
It's
pretty.
very unique. It fills a nice niche in the aquarium industry. The block is very popular, like I said, in this higher end reef aquarium hobby.
Only a matter of time before someone else is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we are very successful overseas. Even
Oh,
it
really?
has gained popularity. A large customer is in China.
Oh.
They appreciate high-end American products
Right,
there,
right.
and they're really into aquariums also. So we're doing well there.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it looks pretty good. Thanks a lot. What's your name?
My name's Paul.
Paul. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Singapore.
Okay.
What we manufacture in-house are RODI units, reverse osmosis,
Oh, the reverse
deionization,
osmosis
water
one.
treatment
Okay.
units.
Over there, right.
Yep, we have our bulk chemicals, so for your calcium, alkalinity, magnesium supplements. We have bulk filtration media, GFO, several types of carbon, and then we've got our branded RODI carbon filters as well.
So the reverse osmosis that goes inside, and the other filtration systems that go inside the canisters, and you make the canister units as well?
Everything's assembled in-house.
Okay. So you're similar to like Lifeguard I talked to a little while ago, but similar kind of a setup.
Yeah, I don't. We do distribute Lifeguard as well, so we don't have any overlap with them as far
Right.
as products go. Then we also have our reactor units that we assemble.
Okay.
Media reactors as well.
And what size aquariums are usually these for?
RODI, our largest unit is 150 gallons per day. So if you've got a huge system, you may want a little bit higher production unit.
That's what these are. These are kind of like a plumb through filtration system for your higher end aquariums.
Correct. I mean, we recommend that you use RODI for any size aquarium. It's important to start with the best water possible because that's what everything is dependent on. So high quality salt mix and ideally 0 TDS water. So you're not adding anything into the tank that you don't want to be from your tap water.
Are you selling the salt mix as well?
The Triton method? So the Triton method is, that's something we just brought on. We're selling that now. That's distributed by Unique Corals. I don't know if you've talked to those guys or not yet. We do have a brand of salts, HW Marine Mix, out of Europe. Excellent salt, fully synthetic, no anti-caking agents in there that are going to.
All right, so you bulk www bulk reef supply BULKREFSUPPLY. You sell a variety of these products that are kind of tweaked out towards the higher end, more reefer.
Our target customer base is the kind of the mid to expert level reef aquarium owner. the majority of the products we stock on the site are targeting that level of aquarist. We're going to carry a lot of the brands you see here today. So your Ecotech, your Apex, all the high tech equipment,
Right.
as well as.
Well, I've seen you
more
online, and
entry-level
with like other products and like including electronic gear and stuff like that. There's usually a supplier that you go to. He's kind of like your go-to person if you can't find it anywhere else, or if you need something a little bit unusual, or you want the expertise. And so that seems to be what you guys are.
Yes, we are very, very focused on customer service. All of our customer service agents are reef aquarists. They know about all the products we sell. They can tell you how to use anything and everything that we sell, how to solve problems you might be having.
Right, that's what everybody needs. So I think that's what's good about it. I mean, for everything you have, I mean, like I said, whether it's audio equipment, whether it's cars, or whatever, you need this place to go to as your go-to place in case anything else falls through.
Yep.
So that's what you guys are. BRS. Okay, thanks a lot. And your name?
Nick. I'm the wholesale manager. Nice meeting you.
Great, nice meeting you. Thanks. Bye-bye. Hello, this is Tom Howell. You're listening to the UnCommonCore podcast, episode 18, Reef-A Palooza, part 2, Showtime. If you'd like to attend a Reef-A Palooza in person, the next one will be held in Orlando, Florida on the weekend of April 7th and 8th at the Caribe Royale Hotel and Convention Center. After that, they'll return to the Meadowlands Exposition Center in New Jersey on June 23rd and 24th. With all the disasters these last few months, if you'd like to contribute but don't know where, you might consider the Coral Restoration Foundation. They grow coral in the ocean in its natural habitat to restore reefs that have been damaged. Their website is coralrestoration.org. That's coralrestoration.org. You can also find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you'd like, you can also contribute to the podcast on our blog under the subscribe and support link. As usual, I'll have links to everyone from the episode on our blog at www.uncommoncorepodcast.com or uccpodcast.com. If you'd like to know more about the episode, you can also read my notes on the episode menu. And so, without further ado, here's more from Reef-A Palooza Part 2, Showtime. All right, so I was walking around, and you have this little jellyfish aquarium here, and I'm not that familiar with your product, but I know jellyfish are kind of like one of those things. Jellyfish and shrimp, I guess people kind of get into them, you know. What do you have? What are you selling?
So this is a cubic. It's an Orbit tank. And this is, they're Orbit 20. So right now we have 5 captive bred flame jellyfish in here.
Okay, so let's describe it. It kind of looks like a 50s modernist styled light or something like that, right? Black and white. So it's like so it looks like an aquarium out of like, somebody from Clockwork Orange might have.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that. And what's cool is the black part you can actually change out. So it comes with these removable panels.
Oh, and
so you can
hides the filter.
It hides the filtration, it hides the media, so they're pretty easy to keep. You can actually get different colors to match as well.
Okay.
And so you can get red, black, white. And the other cool thing is there is an LED in there, and you can change the colors, and it does these fade-through motions as well.
With a little, with a little remote control. Wow. And they're real jellyfish.
They're real jellyfish, so they're captive bred, and we are the only retailer in the U.S. to sell these species of jellyfish.
Yeah, jellyfish aren't necessarily rare, but they're just very difficult to keep, right?
I wouldn't agree with necessarily difficult to keep. These ones are aquaculture. They're a little bit easier.
Okay.
And the beauty of this is once you get the tank, that's the main challenge for caring for them.
Right.
Is they need the circular flow, the Chrysal type tank.
They look awesome.
They're beautiful, and as they age, they get this really cool milky color in the bell and the body.
Right.
And their tentacles get dark red. It's like this deep, rich red.
So how do you sell them? You have these little bags here. Are those of jellyfish? It says take pods. babies or?
These are actually, this is another product line that we sell and we
okay.
manufacture ourselves. These are copepods.
Oh, right.
And
copepods,
so
right.
we're Algae Barn.
Right.
And so we sell blends of copepods from nupuli to full-grown adults, and you
right,
get 3 different
great.
species.
Okay.
Now, with the jellyfish, we ship them straight to your door, and we guarantee that they're going to arrive.
Right.
And if they don't, just give us a phone call, shoot us an email, and we'll make sure we take care
Alive,
of
arrive, or arrive alive.
you. Live
Oh.
arrival guaranteed.
Now, do they eat the algae, right?
They actually eat the copepods.
Oh,
so
they do
eat
eat the
copepods. They eat brine shrimp, and we also sell jellyfish food,
Right.
which is essentially a powderized krill.
Right.
And you just mix it with some salt water and pour it in, and you're good to go.
Right. Yeah, I was talking to some of the other people over here who have some specialized for the Artemia, for the brine shrimp, in order to make them a little bit better, more nutritious. And what's the price on this stuff, though? So if somebody wanted to get into a jellyfish aquarium, how many gallons is that? 10 gallons?
So this is a 6-gallon tank.
6 gallons.
So maintenance on it's pretty easy. We recommend about a gallon a week for water changes, and it should take about 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, in some places you could order like ocean water to deliver to your door.
Exactly.
Right.
You can do that. You can use any standard salt mix as well.
Right, you can mix it yourself. I like the idea of having the water delivered.
It makes it much easier. Your local fish store probably has some that you can just go buy, pick up.
Stick in there.
The
So
tanks,
what's the price?
they retail for $3.89.
Oh, not much. Oh, okay.
You can get them on algaebarn.com, and what we do is we do 10% back as pod points or reward points. So you get $39 back, and that allows you to then go buy the jellyfish, and the first one's essentially free then.
Right.
So we do that. Oh, sorry.
And it's only jellyfish that you deal with, right?
So we do jellyfish. We also do captive bred fish. Everything we do is captive bred.
what? Oh, captive bred fish?
Yeah, we do captive bred fish, captive bred inverts, copepods, phytoplankton, macroalgae. So we do a little bit of everything.
But this aquarium is really just for jellyfish. If you put anything
Correct.
else in there, they would look a little sad. Maybe a seahorse, but it would look a little lonely.
Yeah, we wouldn't really recommend that. We've
Yeah.
seen some people that have done some interesting stuff. One person put a clownfish in his tank
it's
with
like
the
a
jellies.
sad clownfish.
Yeah, he's probably a little
It's like
sad.
a sad clown.
But yeah, really, these are jellyfish-specific tanks.
Right. Yeah, I wish they would do something like that with the dwarf seahorses, you know what I mean? Because that's kind of like another area that people like to get into. Well, it's fantastic. It's really cool. What's your name?
Sean,
Sean. And what's your website?
algaebarn.com.
algaebarn.com. All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for talking. So I was walking around and looking at some of the extra products, some of the things I'm familiar with, some of the things I'm not. And since I did it several years ago, this is a new thing, a relatively new thing. You're making coral shelves, right? Your own handmade.
They're ceramic frag holders and shelves to hold frags and colonies and stuff to grow out, to put on the sidewalls of your aquarium to give you more aesthetic pleasing look over the plastic frag racks, and it also adds a new dimension to your aquascaping. It lets you work on the sides of your tanks and the back of your tank, and it lets you create different and unique looks.
It's called Alternative Reef.
Alternative Reef.
Oh, I'm sorry. Alternative Reef.
I know you can edit that out.
What you have these shelves, and what are the prices? What do they start at?
Well, we have two different types. We actually have a synthetic rubber frag holder and a ceramic frag holder. The ceramic frag holders are one of a kinds. They're made by hand. They're unique. They vary in price from $55 to $85, $95 for the upgrade to get to 3/4 inch. The synthetic pieces are a little less. They're molded. They're really nice for growing, not growing out coral, but if you would put them on for holding frags, the coral grows onto it. It's going to be a lot easier to get it off, and there's pluses and minuses with both.
So do most of these, they're just for the temporary until the coral's grown out, or you
That's
keep
the idea, but a
Right.
lot of customers do grow out the coral on them, and that's why we went and started making some without frag plugs holes.
Right.
And
Some of them have little holes, and they
Yes.
look like they're just holding the coral, and other ones they look like pieces of coral themselves.
we've actually been making them since 2003.
Okay.
So they've been around for a long time. The rubber ones are only a couple years old. But we've even made some that hide power heads like the MP40s, and we're working into the decor for the fish-only systems. And we're predominantly a frag plug maker. So if you've used a frag plug or bought a frag plug, odds are you've gotten something in your tank that came from us.
Right, yeah, this is better than putting them on a rock or just putting them on the bottom of the tank or somewhere, right?
Well, what happens is when you buy your frags, if you stick them on the rock or in the sand, a snail or a fish can tip them over, and you're out.
There's usually, like in Julian Sprung's book, there's usually an ideal place for each type of coral in the aquarium, and so you could put it there where it should go.
That's right, and with these, you can actually move them up and down the glass to help you acclimate the coral, and you find that sweet spot, and then you just move it over to a place in your reef for permanent grow out. It's,
Okay, that's great. And where are you from?
we're out of Wisconsin, Green Bay.
Wisconsin. Yeah, there's a lot of manufacturing and stuff in Wisconsin. Yeah. And you've been here since you've been doing business since 2003.
I've been in the industry since 2001. We started doing the ceramics in about 2003. We started off making the frag plugs and a couple small pieces, and it's just evolved from there. And now we have a catalog of over 30 products.
Right, well, you're those things that people need, so it's a good company.
We fill the niche.
Yeah, you got a niche.
And
yeah, it's good. It's interesting. And okay, I'll let you go. You got some customers, but what's the website? No, it's okay. It's okay.
I've got a dozen of these, and I love them.
Oh, you got them?
I gotta buy more. Yeah.
most of my customers are repeat customers.
So you said you had a dozen of these, and you love them?
I probably have about 6 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Between the small ones in my nano, and then my larger tank, I have 2 big ones.
Right.
So they're incredible.
Yeah, I guess because the problem is once you get your live rock, it's like, where am I going to put this? Because then you're occupying a space in your live rock, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, now I'm getting these for my zoas just to put on the bottom,
Right.
to make like a little zoa garden. But then I saw those. Now I'm like, my only complaint is he stopped making those big, beautiful things that I see on his Facebook. Otherwise, I would buy like this whole big just from him.
We have a lot of people that have 100% alternative reef tanks.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of them.
And do you have a Facebook page?
We do. It's Alternative Reef on Facebook. We don't really do much with social media. I'm sorry. I know that it's what you do, but that's not.
Well, there's a guy over there that doesn't do anything at all.
Most of our business is word of mouth, and we sell mostly wholesale to the
So you don't have a website, but you
We do have a website. It's www.thealternativereef.com.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a little old, and we don't really do much. It's just
You talk to your customers
Yes.
through there or through the Facebook, right?
emails or internet. We do a lot on Reef to Reef. I don't know if you're familiar with Reef to Reef, and we have a forum there, and that's where we either Facebook or in Reef to Reef is where we put most of our new stuff.
Right. Well, it doesn't take that much time to do all that other social stuff. I mean, I'm not that much into it, but there's a lot out there, and since it's visual, it might be helpful.
Yeah, we're a little backed up usually. We have a very good following, and a lot of times we try to come up with something new every year, and it gets snapped up pretty fast. So
Okay, well,
we're hard to find because it goes.
right.
You go on Reef to Reef and you
Right.
post them, and it's like,
They're gone.
So if you don't jump on it.
I've sold 60 of them in about 2 hours on Reef to Reef.
Okay.
But mostly
wow.
that's a store sees them and they call me and say, I
Right.
want all of them, and
Right.
that's how they end up going.
That's reef2reef.com.
Reef2reef.com. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, they've got a lot of customers and everything. So nice talking to you. What's your name again?
Scott.
Scott. Okay. Great. Thanks a lot.
Same here.
Good product.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm trying to get all the core products and manufacturers and things out there, and I'm glad I saw you because you are. What are you?
Well, we're Ag Course Fish Food. We have our own spirulina, which is a blue-green algae farm in Rhode Island, and we use that for both dry food, coral foods, and for live foods. So today we're displaying a lot of our live foods, which include baby artemia, or brine shrimp, the adults, and the adults have been feeding off of our spirulina, so that's the live feed feeding off of our FICO. And we also have copepods. We have Tisbees and April Cyclops. So we got a nice smorgasbord of different live food.
Right. Back in the day, a while back, several years ago, when I was in the hobby, it was there's only a couple people that used to sell these things. Now there's a few more people. I mean, there's much more actually.
Sure.
But the problem back then also was the aquarium. Do you sell the little aquariums that make these, or what do you have inside there on display? Or
Yeah,
that's just
so we just came out with a new type of display that you can put this in your house or in a retail store. we're working with some of the retailers right now,
Right.
and this allows customers to come in once a week, once every 2 weeks, fill up a little plastic jar, 16-ounce jar, and then bring it home.
Are these your jars also, or is that
Yeah.
someone else? Oh,
Yeah.
so you make the jars?
Oh, no, I don't make the jars. No,
Okay, but you get the
Yeah,
jars.
yeah,
You sell the
exactly.
jars.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any problem with the little spigot? You know, I
We
mean, as far
haven't had
as-
anything, but I certainly wouldn't want anyone to hang on it or anything. But
Yeah.
they're pretty sturdy.
Right, and they're not gonna. The material's not gonna cause any kind of a problem. It's plastic, or
It is plastic,
Oh,
correct.
okay, all
No,
right.
no copper or brass in there.
right? Because in order to do this back in the day, you had to get like the scientific reef farm or fish farm equipment. You know,
Okay.
it was kind of awkward shaped and
Right.
a little odd. So it's nice to have something like this. And so you sell those on your website, and you sell the live copepods. What's the price of the copepods?
Very reasonable. A lot of it is because we're vertically integrated at our facility. So right now we're selling the 16 ounces for $10 on the brine shrimp, and the copepods are $18 for 16 ounces.
Do you sell the brine shrimp eggs as well? And
We don't.
you don't sell the eggs, just
No,
the brine shrimp.
correct.
Okay, and the food.
And the food, yeah, we have quite a variety of food. Our claim to fame is that we make a grain-free food, so we don't have any soy, corn, or wheat. Ingredients like wheat can absorb 5 to 10 times its weight in water, so we don't do any of that. Very limited ingredients. You pretty much heard of all of our ingredients, and it's fish meal, shrimp meal, astaxanthin, fish oil, and of course our farm fresh spirulina.
And you have rotifers.
We're not doing rotofish
Not
yet,
doing
but
rotifers?
probably within the next month or two.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because the rotifers are pretty popular as well. Right?
Very, very popular. We like to come out with one item and
Right.
then master it and then go on to the next one.
Right.
And rotifers, especially at the show, we see that there's quite a bit of demand.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But it's like the old sea monkeys. Maybe
Yeah,
they need to market them
right.
like sea monkeys.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. What's your name again?
Larry Dressler from AgCore Fish Food.
And what's the website?
AgCoreFishFood.com.
AgCore, and then fishfood.com.
Correct.
Right. Okay. And where are you out of? What's your main?
Cranston, Rhode Island. Just
Where again?
Cranston, Rhode Island, just south of Providence.
All right. Good. Thanks
All
a
right,
lot.
thank you. Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Bye bye. But this is a freshwater section within the Reef-A Palooza, and you have. Is it a competition, or are you guys just designers?
Yeah, well, we're all aquascapers, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
This is a competition. We got 10 contestants today. Everyone basically gets the same tank, filter, and light. Everything else is up to you, from the hardscape to the substrate to the plants. Everyone brings their own take on it.
Right, it's interesting because the way they have it set up here, you and this other person next to you, Christian, whoever that is, Christian Velez, are the best. Seem like they're the best tanks. The water is cleaner and the setup is nice and beautiful. And so, how long have you been doing this?
I appreciate the comments. I've been in this hobby for, I'd say, about 8 years. I started in college, and actually, Christian is a school friend of mine, and I got him into the hobby as well. So he's also been in it for quite a few years.
That's why they're kind of similar, yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
I mean, the clarity of the water alone, stands out from the other
Thank you.
tanks.
Yeah, it's just the patience, really. You just got to take your time, and the last step is one of the most important, so it's worth taking your time on.
How do you get it so clear? Do you put the water in after you've gotten everything?
Yeah, basically we scape everything, we put the plants in, and then the key is slowing down the flow so it doesn't mix up the substrate. We put down like plastic bags or a piece of foam or something. You just take your time.
Be careful with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you make a living at this?
No.
I mean, you make money at it. Let me put it that way.
No, not particularly. For me, this is just a hobby.
Oh, it's just
I
a hobby.
do it once in a
Okay.
while. Yeah, lately I actually haven't even had that much time, but.
Well, it's just a new, maybe someday. It's a new field,
It would be fantastic. I like events like this because it gets exposure for, this type of thing. So maybe one day.
Do you have a website?
I do not, but today we're representing Monster Aquarium. Both
okay.
Christian and I. Christian actually won the competition last year.
Okay.
So both of us
there you
are
go. You show him how to do it, and then he comes up and wins the competition from you.
Chris exceeded the master, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
in this case.
Well,
but
yeah, I can
we'll
get
see.
it back.
Yeah, both our tanks are great. Actually,
Yeah, they are.
all the competition looks great this year. I love it.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see.
And do you have a Facebook page or something? What if people want to see your tanks or contact you? Because it's a podcast, it's going out all over the place.
Okay.
So.
I would say you can check out this Facebook group called New York Planet Tank. Most of the
New York Planted Tank?
Yes. Most of the competitors here are members, and we'll probably be posting our pictures, and if people want to reach out to us to see our other work, they can definitely do that.
There, okay, and you're William Yu.
That's right.
All right, great. Thanks for talking to me. Someone just almost tipped the thing over, so it hasn't happened yet.
Well, it has happened already. So.
It has? Wow. Okay. All right, well, good luck. Thanks a lot. Well, that's it for Reef-A Palooza Part 2, Showtime. For advertising on the Uncommon Core podcast, go to www.advertisecast.com/1306. That's advertisecast.com/1306. Think 13 6-year-olds. And you can find us on Pinterest at www.pinterest.com/uncommoncorepod. Or Instagram at www.instagram.com/uncommoncorepodcast. Twitter, Uncommon Core at UCC Podcast. Tumblr, Uncommon Core Podcast. Our Hug the Pug merchandise can be found at hugthepug.com. Remember to hit the subscribe button on iTunes or support us on the subscription support link on uccpodcast.com. And tell a friend. For a Hug the Pug sticker, contact me at uncommoncorepodcast@gmail.com.
You've been listening to the Uncommon Core podcast with Thomas Howell. I'm Satoko Smith. Thank you for listening.